Hi, attorneys. How to grow your legal practice. Developing good business development habits now is really key and really fundamental to you growing your legal practice. So let's look at that now. You have a bit of a problem. They never taught you in law school how to grow a legal practice. The business of law is a business. You went to law school, you became a great lawyer, but how to grow that business? What are the business aspects of it? What are the development aspects of it? How do I do it? How do I make more money with less stress and have a life? This is where I come in. I coach attorneys, work with law firms and practice groups, one on one or in groups. And I've done this myself as a practicing attorney, developing clients, building referral networks. All of the stuff that you're trying to do, I've done before and I do currently. And I'll work with you one on one to help you grow your legal practice. Down below in the description or the comments, you'll see a link to a free ebook. It's over 25 pages. We'll talk about this session in more detail and also a lot more information showing you exactly how to grow your legal practice. So whether you're an associate, a partner, or a practice group leader, or a managing partner, whether you are in a small solo firm, small or medium-sized firm, or you're part of a larger mega firm, it's really on you to learn how to grow your own legal practice. So let's look at this. Let's look at BD habits. We spend 60% of our day in habit mode, and a habit is a behavior that's been repeated enough times to become automatic. Think of it, there are so many of them you do in that 60% of every day. Grabbing your car keys before you head out into the garage if you're going to be driving, brushing your teeth every morning, turning on your computer before you start writing an email. All of the things that we just do, we've repeated them often enough where you get away from, or you've gotten away from, should I or shouldn't I, and you just do it. So that's a habit. They can be good habits, they can be bad habits. But the mindset is that good habits, good business development habits, growing your practice can be learned. One of the top books on habit building, both good and bad, building good habits, getting rid of bad habits, is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Sold over 10 million copies. Get this book, really, really helpful. We're going to look at a couple of the tenets from James right now. Great book on building habits. So we do not choose our future. We choose our habits, and our habits determine our future. And I'm not trying to be pedantic here or be too, I don't know, trying to tell you what to do. However, if you want to grow your legal practice, you want to make more money, you want to have less stress, you want to have a life, developing good BD habits is the way that you choose your habits. Those habits will then determine your future. It really does work that way. As I mentioned a moment ago, good and bad habits are both easy to acquire. And there are steps you take to learn good ones, and there are steps that you take to get rid of bad habits. James talks about it in much more details in Automatic Habits. I like that last point. Success is a function or is a result of daily habits, not big once in a lifetime transformations. And I say this as an attorney to attorneys that sometimes we get excited and there's this big sprint and you do a whole bunch of business development activity for a week or two and then it wanes and then you have all these great ideas and they kind of drop to the wayside because it's not small, regular, consistent actions. There are these brief spurts like you're trying to learn how to run a marathon in one day. It's much easier to sustain and to do if you think about business development and if you think about habits as daily habits, as daily good habits. Mo Bunnell, one of the greats in working with all kinds of professionals, accountants, lawyers, auditors, doctors on the snowball system and developing good BD habits. In fact, what's the subtitle of the book? How to Win More Business and Turn Clients into Raving Fans. Another great book. Get this one, read it. It'll really be helpful on how to grow your legal practice. So a couple of the points from Mo. Business development can be learned. This is really key for attorneys and really key for that top point I mentioned at the beginning. They never taught me how to grow my legal practice. Well, guess what? You can learn business development. It's an acquired skill, it's an acquired set of skills. So that to me is a huge relief. Like, whew, it's not that either I have it or I don't, or I can't do what Jim does. Um, because what you want to do, what you can learn how to do, is a learnable skill. And it's a mindset shift where you start to take proactive steps like you're doing right now watching this video. Bravo. Um, Learning good habits is a result of deliberate practice. Like an athlete, like driving a car, like snowboarding, like anything that you want to do that you want to become a good habit, there's deliberate practice that you need to do over time to make that into a habit as opposed to something that you need to kind of cognitively think about. And then Mo talks about dedicating 15 minutes a week to project manage yourself. Totally believe this. It's part of the system that I work with as well to help you not do all of the business development things that you might want to be doing, but staying on top of yourself. Wednesdays at 5 o'clock, I have a 15-minute session with myself. Close the door, put my phone in the other room, and project manage myself. Make sure I'm doing all the right, small, consistent things that I want to do to grow my legal practice. Down below there, you'll see a link to Mo's free series on developing good BD habits. They'll drop into your inbox once a week. I think there's 5 of them. Really a great thing to go through, and it's free. So sign up for that as well. So combining James and Mo and some of the bigger takeaways from those 2 really extensive books. The most important BD habit, I think, and I know from doing this for years, is that 15 minutes a week to project manage yourself. Having a regular time, keeping on top of yourself. I have a whole session on this. And in fact, the simplicity of it is you develop 3 actions each week. You do those 3 actions, you get ready for the next 3 for next week, and then you shut down. You have less stress about business development. You know, I am on a regular Wednesdays at 5 o'clock or Fridays at 9 a.m. or whatever it happens to be, but I have a regular session with myself where I do 3 little things and I prep for next week's 3 little things. And I can do all of that in 15 minutes easily. Great. That's the most important thing you can do. Make them small. Reward yourself. You finish your 15-minute session, go get a Starbucks or, whatever you want. Crank up some music. Whatever is a small reward for you for those regular consistent actions. And a little kind of a cheat on that third point, sometimes even 15 minutes is like, oh, I can't do that. Oh God, here comes my little calendar reminder popping up. Let me just skip over it. And I have another session on procrastination. You should probably watch that one. Say, you know what, let me just spend 2 minutes out on this 15-minute session. Or I've got something that I want to do. I'm writing an article for a magazine, and let me just open it up and spend 2 minutes on it. You'll find 2 turns into 3, 3 turns into 5. Next thing you know, you're like, oh, 15 minutes is already up. Hold on, just a couple more minutes. Just get started. I think James Clear has a point in one of his newsletters that just came out. The first minute of action is more valuable than an entire year of perfect preparation. So true. Especially for attorneys, especially for what we do, we can easily talk ourselves out of it or justify doing something else. Spend 2 minutes. Spend 1 minute. You'll probably do more. If you were to do this, you'll do more in the next 90 days than you've done in the last year. You want to learn how to grow your legal practice? Make more money, have less stress, have a life? Here you go. Let's look at 3 things. Something you don't want to do, something you do want to do, and something you should do, and how to enable these. So the first one comes from Sean Acor's great book, The Happiness Advantage. And he's telling a story about working with a client that comes home at night, clicks on the TV at 7 o'clock, flops on the couch, and next thing you know, it's 9. I just spent 2 hours, and I'm doing this 3, 4 nights a week, and I really wish I was doing something more fruitful with that time. Okay, take the remote control for the TV and put it in the kitchen. Now, when it's time to watch TV, you're like, oh, wait a sec, it's a deliberate action. I have to go get the remote. And for somebody that really had a problem with it, let's put the batteries, take them out of the remote and put them in a drawer. So now when it's TV watching time, I've got to get the batteries, put them in the remote, come back into the living room and watch TV. Just something like that, something like discouraging a bad habit is a really great way to break that bad habit. How about a good habit? I want to play guitar. I have one. It's in the closet. It's behind the sleeping bags and the golf clubs. It's in a case. I have a song book and it's in my office and it's in that bottom drawer of that 3 drawer filing cabinet. So when it comes time to practice guitar, it's so easy to just say, eh, and not do it. Um, take that guitar, get it out, buy a little $5 stand on Amazon, take the guitar out of the case, put it on the stand. Get the songbook out, put it on the coffee table. Now, when you say, I'd like to practice guitar, I used to do a lot of that and I really like it. There it is. You grab it, you open the songbook, and you're able to practice in less than 30 seconds. Kind of ties into the don't watch TV thing. Your remote is somewhere else, but your guitar is right there. The last one, this 15 minutes a week or the things that I want to do to grow my legal practice, let me put that on the calendar like Doug is mentioning. Let me say Wednesdays at 5 o'clock for 15 minutes, I'm going to project manage myself. Let me go into Outlook right now or whatever you use for a calendar. I'm going to put that in there and I'm going to make it last till the end of the year. Every Wednesday, that little reminder comes up. The first time you do it, it's a little difficult. The second time, it gets easier. Pretty soon, it becomes a good business development habit. Here's a whole list, and I'm not going to read them all out to you. Print it out, pin it to the wall, pause this, read through them, and see which ones apply to you and which ones you should either eliminate or start doing. Make your weekly BD actions easily and attractive. Reward yourself. Tracking your business development efforts. Some of these might not just be pure habits, they might be something that's more of a function or a process that you want to put in place. Regularly review your BD plan. Develop 3 actions for each week. Wow, you will do so much in 90 days. You'll be blown away if you incorporate just some of these business development habits. Good business development, growing your legal practice, is a learnable skill, a learnable set of skills like Mo will show you in his book. You need a simple, effective system like we're talking about here or I have on my website, and you need to develop good habits. It really is the most applicable thing for attorneys. But like I said before, you can take a sigh of relief, like now I know how to do it. Now I know how it works. I know it's a bigger system of having some goals, building that into an easy to implement system, and building that on good habits. If you just understand these things as a takeaway from this little session, you'll be miles ahead of the competition and you'll feel a lot better about it. Go get yourself a Starbucks, crank up some music. Small, consistent actions develop more confidence, help you increase your activities. They become the things that you want to do. You procrastinate less, you have more interest, and hey, it affects your pocketbook or whatever your motivation is. I want to grow my referral network. I want to make partner. I want to make more money. I want to open a second office. Whatever the things are that you want to do, this self-perpetuating cycle will really be beneficial for you. So I hope you liked this video. If so, please like it down below. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I drop regular content every week. And down below in the description or the comments, get that link to that free ebook. It'll be really helpful for you on this subject and on so much more. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.